Let's talk about Mac Jones and the Patriots so far. Looks terrible. This team is 1-4. Mac Jones is not the answer for this team. And if he is the answer, that means the question is wrong. Mac Jones is a turnover machine. Mac Jones has 5 touchdowns and 6 interceptions this season. And I'm not saying that's all on Mac Jones because it's not. The offensive line is still terrible from last season. They're allowing him to get pressure and hit a lot, and he's making a lot of dumb decisions because of the offensive line. And when he does have time in the pocket, he still can't fully read NFL defenses. And a lot of this is because of what happened last season. He was in that terrible offensive system with Matt Patricia, who was a defensive coordinator. That came down to Bill Belichick. His rookie season seemed like the best that he was at this point in time in his career. His rookie season with Josh McDaniels, he came down, he looked good. Yes, he did throw 13 interceptions, but he was throwing a lot of good passes. He was 22 touchdowns and 13 interceptions, and the team made the playoffs. Ever since Josh McDaniels has left this team, they have not been in the same situation. And I'm not saying that Bill O'Brien's a bad offensive coordinator. He's a way lot better of a play caller than what Matt Patricia was last season. They just can't get things going. They came out and started the season strong against the Philadelphia Eagles. They looked solid against the Miami Dolphins. They looked solid. Then you beat the New York Jets and Zach Wilson, but that's a gimme because of how bad Zach Wilson is. And the defense dominated. But then you go back and you look at what happened against the Dallas Cowboys, against the New Orleans Saints. You couldn't score a single point against New Orleans Saints after only scoring 3 points to the Dallas Cowboys. You lose to the New Orleans Saints 34-0. And you lose to the Dallas Cowboys 38-3, you haven't scored an offensive touchdown in the last 2 weeks. You're offensively flawed. The wide receivers are still in the same situation they were last season. Instead of re-signing Jacoby Myers, who was a guy that could separate and was a very good wide receiver for you, you went out and signed Juju Smith-Schuster, who is slower. Not saying that he's a bad wide receiver, but he doesn't fit with the playing style of Mac Jones into this offense, in my opinion. You have Hunter Henry, who is a very good, solid tight end. And your best wide receiver on this team right now is Kendrick Bourne. Devontae Parker is a solid wide receiver, but he cannot separate. So you have a bunch of wide receivers that can't separate and can't create their own things in space. You have to throw the ball up to them. And that puts a lot of strain on Mac Jones because the short passes can't help out this team. Because now the offensive line is compromised because they're not good up front. They're one of the worst offensive lines in the NFL when it comes to win rate and pass protection. And you can't run the football with Ramondre Stevenson or Ezekiel Elliott, so you're in a horrible situation. It seems like the game has passed Bill Belichick by, not coaching-wise, decision-making-wise. Bill Belichick is still the best coach in NFL history, in my opinion. He still is. I'm not going to let these last couple of seasons take away from the fact that that man was amazing with Tom Brady, and he had a brilliant defense. He still is a very great defensive mind. I'm not going to come on here and disrespect him in that manner. What I am going to come on here and give him a lot of flack for is the draft decision and the free agency decisions. Because they have been horrible and they've set this team back. His decision making has held this team back with getting players in by drafting Mac Jones, which seems like he's a bust right now. It's too early to figure that out, but it seems like he is. And a lot of it is because of Bill Belichick, because of the decision that he's made around him. Why was Matt Patricia the offensive coordinator from last season? And we can erase last season and we just look at this season alone. The philosophy is old school. It's not going to work. You can't win every single game off your defense alone. And your defense is compromised. Matthew Judon's in the midst of the next couple of months dealing with a bicep injury. He got hurt against the Dallas Cowboys, but you also lost your top corner in Christian Gonzalez, who was playing amazing football. Torn labrum, dislocated shoulder. He's out for the rest of the season. But you did go out and you traded for J.C. Jackson, who was phenomenal in this system. He was a guy that was known for taking the ball away and was called Mr. Interception with this team a couple years ago before he went over to the Los Angeles Chargers. So hopefully he can turn back the clock and he can be a very good corner with this team. But still, they're not going to win many games this season because of how bad their offense is. And it all comes down to the decision-making of Bill Belichick. I'm not saying they should fire Bill Belichick as a head coach because I still believe that he offers a lot of good things as a head coach. It's just him as a general manager is where things get dicey. A lot of people will come on and they'll try to die on Bill Belichick and they'll try to joke on Bill Belichick and say he's nothing without Tom Brady. Bill Belichick is a joke. As a general manager, you can make that assumption. But as a coach, he is very good still. He has some strong defenses. In the last 2 weeks, I know we may not be able to see it because of the injuries, but a lot of reason why their defense is so bad right now and they're giving up a lot of points. Mac Jones been throwing pick sixes in back-to-back games. That's 7 points on the board coming from Mac Jones alone. In another situation, the defense is always gassed. And Mac Jones in the last 2 weeks, he has 4 interceptions in combined games. 2 this week, 2 last week against Dallas Cowboys, and 2 against New Orleans Saints. So he hasn't been good. So the defense is not the problem. It's their offense is still in shambles. And it came down to the decision making Bill Belichick. But let me know in the comment section below who is at the biggest fault for the Patriots being in this situation, Mac Jones or Bill Belichick or Robert Kraft for giving Bill Belichick that much power. And what should the Patriots do long term? If you're new to the channel, hit the subscribe button. If you like the video, hit the like button. Most importantly, want each and every last one, guys, stay safe, stay positive. Thanks for watching the video, guys. Peace.